Hi and welcome to the Landscape Business Owners Bootcamp. How to get more customers, avoid time wasters and improve profit at the same time. I'm Steve Oliver and today I'm going to talk about how the landscape business owner can combat the recession. Now I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of hearing about this recession. Recession this, recession that, recession. Well, the truth of the matter is I had my best years in my landscape business during the recession. I didn't use the recession as an excuse to not do well in my landscape business. And today we're going to be talking about the blunt truth. You see, it's easy to talk about all the philosophical stuff, all the nice stuff to try and make everybody feel good. Not everybody is ready or willing to have this type of conversation. Not everybody is ready or willing to hear the hard truth about how things can be done differently. Some people prefer to live in the fantasy. They like to put their head in the sand and they believe that the way they're doing things is the way it should be done, or it's the only way that they know how, or everybody else does it this way, so because everyone else does it this way, I guess it's the right way of doing it, so I better do it this way too. Well, the problem with doing things the way everyone else does things is if you do what everyone else does, quite simply you're going to get what everyone else gets. And the problem with that is the vast majority of business owners get it wrong. 90 out of 100 businesses fall over in the first 10 years, according to Rob Kiyosaki. According to Rob Kiyosaki, of the 10% that are left, 9 out of 10 of those fail in the next 10 years. So overall, we're looking at a 99% failure rate in business, or in small business at least. And that's a huge failure rate. So copying the masses is definitely not the right way to run your business. Real achievement, what is real achievement? Real achievement is running your business how it should be run so that it produces the results for you that you desire or that you require. Does your business make the annual profit that you want it to make? Do you have sufficient time to do the other things you love doing apart from landscaping? Now I know we all love landscaping, but we're not just in this for the fun of it. We're not just in landscaping because we love it. Now I hope you're in it because you love it, but we're not just in it because we love it. It's also our business. It needs to turn a decent profit because it is our business. It's our livelihood. Real achievement, whatever it may be for you, it might be to have a 3-day weekend every week. You see, you have a decision to make today. If your business is performing how you want it to, then congratulations to you. That is absolutely fantastic. However, if your business is not performing how you want it to, if you're getting a whole pile of time wasters, or if you're not making the annual return that you want to make, or you're spending too much time on your business for too little return, whatever it may be, and I mean whatever it may be, then you've got a decision to make today. Do you watch this video and perhaps learn some new stuff that you can go try in your business? Or do you carry on the way you always have? Or do you carry on the same way everybody else is? Like I say, not everybody is ready or willing to have this conversation. If you are ready and willing to have this conversation, then watch this video. You're going to see how I did some things and you're going to learn some new stuff. Stuff that I spent over a decade working out for my business after spending hundreds of hours watching business DVDs and videos and reading books and attending a 1-week overseas business boot camp. I had a business coach for nearly 2 years, I think it was. All these kinds of things, and I melted this all down into a montage of what worked for me in my business. And I'm going to talk about a lot of those processes and strategies throughout this video series. See, whether you sell a landscape to a client or not, or whether your competitor sells the landscape to the client, really has nothing to do with the recession. It has everything to do with how your client sees you. whether your client sees you as just another brick in the wall, or whether your client sees you as a trusted expert and advisor that they'd like to do business with. Now, price has almost nothing to do with whether the landscape is purchased from you or one of your competitors if you position your clients correctly and if you position you and your business correctly. So what and who is really important? What should you spend your time on? Who should you spend your time with? The what is probably not what you think. It's not bigger, fancier ads for the newspaper or for the yellow pages or an ad with a better jingle for the radio or anything like that. In fact, it has absolutely nothing to do with traditional type advertising or marketing strategies whatsoever. The who, we'll talk about that as we go through. Who to spend your time with client-wise. And how to position yourself in the industry as the expert in your area or as the trusted go-to guy or the trusted advisor that people want to deal with, that people want to spend their money with. Just a bit of background on me. I'm a made from scratch landscaper. There's a couple of projects that I've done over the years. I'm into my fishing and my four-wheel driving, and I absolutely love taking my family away on family holidays. Whether it's Mount Ruapehu snowboarding or skiing, or whether it's down to one of the lakes trout fishing, or whether it's over to the Gold Coast, just wherever it may be, we love doing that. We love getting away for weekends and that kind of stuff. I love taking the old Land Cruiser up the bush on proper tracks, of course, and spending a day up there with some friends. Absolutely fantastic. So I worked in the supermarket industry for around about 20 years. I started there as an after school boy bagging potatoes at the local supermarket. Long story short, I worked my way up into a management position where I was managing the supermarket. I shifted town and got a job as the chief grocery department purchasing officer at a very large supermarket, in charge of spending millions of dollars on behalf of the owner every year to purchase stock for the business. But I felt like a cog in somebody else's money-making machine, and I was absolutely bored out of my tree. And in November of 1999, I left the supermarket industry and started a landscape business or landscape company in January of 2000. And in our first year, you'll see there we entered into and competed in the Ellerslie Flower and Garden Show in the landscape division, of course, and managed to pick up a gold award for our effort, which was fantastic in the first year. We did that within the first 12 months, you see there in November 2000, and of course we entered into other local competitions. The worst we ever did was a silver. Typically we won gold or first place for every single landscape competition that we went into. So how did we achieve this? Well, my story basically goes like this. We built a new home. How did I become a landscaper? This is, I built a new home in 1995 after shifting from my hometown to the Bay of Plenty. And we had a landscape plan drawn by a landscape designer, and we put the actual landscape together ourselves. Now it came out quite good, but we decided that we could actually do a better job of the gardens ourselves, so we pulled the majority of the gardens apart and we redid them how we wanted it. And because it was to our own taste, or because we had more flair than the designer, I don't really know, but it came out a heck of a lot better. To the point where people would stop at the front of the house and photograph the gardens. The owner of the building company pulled up at the front one day and actually said to me, "Well, Steve, who did your landscape gardens for you? I'd like to talk to that landscaper." And I said, "Well, actually, it was me." And he's like, "Wow, you're kind of in the wrong industry." And friends and family were starting to give me the same message. "Far out, Steve, here you are working in the supermarket, but look at your landscape, it's absolutely brilliant." So I actually decided to go and educate myself, and that's the public stopping and photographing. I went and educated myself in landscape and did a landscape course, learned how to draw landscape plans and learnt about plantings and learnt about the philosophy and the concept behind landscape, and then of course started my own landscape business in January of 2000. And I remember the tutor saying that only one of us will make it as a landscaper, and I distinctly remember the momentary feeling almost of panic as I realised that the vast majority of us aren't going to make it. And then immediately I remember looking around the room and thinking to myself, far out, I wonder what everybody else is going to do. Because I knew in my heart, right then and there, that if there was going to be only one, that I was going to be that one person. I was so tired of my job that I absolutely had to have an industry or job industry change. And that no matter what, I was going to become that one person. Now I don't know whether only one of us actually ever made it or not, I don't know, but for sure I was going to be that one if there was only going to be one. Now in the first year or two, or even 3 of landscaping, we experienced the typical landscaper frustrations.